Do you wake up every morning with a smile on your face, with your heart pounding? Do you jump out of bed, skip to your workplace, anxious to recreate your life and express your true self and your unique talents?
Or do you pull the covers over your head, build up the courage to drag your body through yet another day of the proverbial treadmill, another day in the rat race, part of the working dead?
Second Time Around is a new weekly half-hour series by and for baby boomers.
I'm Dan Schneider.
And I'm Annette Candido.
And we're going to be your co-hosts on this exciting adventure which could lead you to the path to find your true calling in life.
People who don't do what they would really like to do, so they end up doing things that are not really completely germane to who they really are.
Learn the secrets that others have used to build confidence and overcome obstacles in their path to happiness.
Think about fear as a sign that you are about to break through into great success in your life.
Second Time Around will examine the DNA of serial adventurers who have learned to master the art of living.
And have found the paths to a life worth living.
These truths that will help people understand, yes, I can live an inspirational life. I can make a difference.
Get inspired. Outline your action plan. Begin your audacious, tenacious, courageous change of life today.
This could be the life-changing wake-up call you needed to hear.
So I used to work for a big Fortune 500 company as global marketing director. And a year ago, I founded the Being of Leadership, where I provide leadership coaching and brand consulting. I was born in the communist Hanoi, Vietnam. It was a very difficult and very different environment. It taught me that, a lot of things in life are not to be taken for granted. My analogy for where I am now is this waterfall, a downpour of passion and energy in the Being of Leadership, because this is really what is, I feel my heart is calling me for.
How do you do it? How do you make that break? How do you forego the paycheck that you need to pay the bills next week?
It was really absolutely very nerve-wracking. However, I asked myself, do I want to live the rest of my life like this? I'm earning a lot of money, but I don't have time to enjoy life, to be with myself, being with my son.
I decided coming out of Harvard Law School that I would not take the lucrative job offer that I had down on Wall Street, but decided that I would hang out the proverbial shingle in Harlem. I'm a real estate developer focusing on faith-based work, particularly with churches in the New York City area, and also an activist with my own foundation, a writer, creative, inspirational media. Inspirational media really stems from work that I started years ago when I founded and ran a homeless shelter in Harlem. And we discovered, yes, we needed to give them food, clothing, and shelter, but we needed to give them something more. And we call it holistic housing. If we wanted to transition them, really get them back on their feet and make them self-sufficient and productive and responsible, we had to get them back into the workforce. And so we were able to partner with Ben & Jerry's on a scoop shop on 125th Street.
How do you define success?
Have to balance, yes, the economic and the spiritual to be truly successful in my view.
My life has been a little bit like a wheel that goes round and round and round, keeps coming back to the same place. I actually wrote my first book when I was 11, but it never got anywhere. And throughout my entire school career, people kept trying to make me do all sorts of things that I didn't want to do. And the three things that I liked most of all ended up being the things that I've done most of my life. I'd made the rounds of all kinds of publishers in New York, and I finally ran into one who said, well, I'm not going to publish a novel, it's too avant-garde or out there or whatever, but I can see that you can write, he said, so why don't you write a book about the house that you built? So I did, and one thing led to another. One of the great things about America was that You could stand up and say, oh, I'm this, that, or the other, and people would say, okay, show us. I was born in a time, just after World War II, in a time of great want and scarcity. I always wanted to eat dessert now, which has actually become my motto in these years. And now, of course, as you get a little older and you start to, come to grips with mortality and start to see other people checking out, it becomes even more important.
Could you describe that moment, the aha moment?
A bunch of things happened, but I decided it was time to do it. So I started to do the thing that I really always wanted to do, but for various reasons had never gotten around to.
This could be the life-changing wake-up call you needed to hear.
As you explore those core competencies, really get in touch with those by expressing them, by living them, by trying them, by doing things and not being afraid to fail. In fact, managing your expectations so that you're, prepared for failure, but not letting that, discourage you.
It really, I think, is 50% of success. It's the person who keeps on. Sooner or later, everybody else will give up.
I don't see success as a milestone, it's more of a journey. Every one of us has so much power inside, we just don't realize that yet.
If you just carefully take the job and hope that you'll make enough money and get everything secure to do something, more often than not, you never get around to it. You can never escape that. So there's not that much to lose. Do it now. It's good. Have fun.
We will show you the way. Let us be your virtual support group. Future episodes will cover topics of common interest for life adventurers.